Hey guys, welcome back to Three Terrible Gamers podcast. This is episode 58, and I'm here with Colin.
Hey guys.
All right, we have some left over from last week. We'll go over this first, like always. So Prime games for October 2023.
Yeah, there's a few of them. There's Grund, Grunnd, comes out October 5th, so time of recording yesterday.
Yep.
Ghostwire Tokyo, October 5th. Tacoma 2, Tacoma. Vicious Sister Deluxe Edition, sounds sexy, October 12th.
Not glaucoma.
Huh?
I said not glaucoma.
Yeah. Monster Prom 2, Monster Camp, October 12th. The Texorcist, the story of Ray Bibia, Babia, October 19th, and Super Adventure Hand, October 26th. Don't think I'll get any single one of these.
No, none of them I've ever heard of. Maybe Ghostwire. Maybe I've heard of that one, but the other ones I have not heard of. The Texorcist, I'm guessing it's an I don't know. I don't know. Like an exorcist from Texas? I don't know.
No, you got a Texture Exorcist.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You're
Yeah.
doing Exorcist over text.
Nice. How's that work out?
Oh, no, I'm just assuming here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure about these games, guys, but if you like them and you're interested in them, then, there you go. Pick them up.
Well,
All right.
maybe at a cocoon last couple weeks topics.
Yeah, maybe. But next we have Red Dead 2 port was leaked accidentally.
I don't think any leak comes out on purpose, technically, unless it's like a Deadpool leak that Ryan Reynolds purposely puts out. But other than that, I've never seen a purposeful leak. But yeah,
Eh,
Red Dead 2 port was an accidental leak, and it came from the Brazilian rating board. Has removed Nintendo Switch from its list of consoles for Red Dead Redemption 2, suggesting that it was mistakenly added. So yeah, it's all like I said. What leak is technically ever supposed to purposely come out to an extent?
I guess it's on purpose for whoever leaked it.
Yeah, but usually the companies don't want it to come out on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, so Red Dead Redemption 2 current gen port was seemingly in the works as per leaked Microsoft documents of May 2022. As per the documents, the company was hoping to secure a day one Game Pass release for the current gen port of Rockstar's open world title, which obviously is back a while ago, but like you said, the Nintendo Switch leak was sometime, I guess now at this point, 2 weeks ago. Um, it was on it was found on a website so that people were saying, "Oh, a Switch 2 port. I mean, a Switch is coming for Red Dead 2." But like you said, that's removed, so probably not. But maybe. I mean, if it does come out, it's not going to be native. I doubt it'll run native, so it's
No.
probably going to be a cloud version. I would say if it does come out, but yeah. So I doubt it's actually coming. It's probably just something that happened, but we might see it, but not real likely. And there's
I say
been
Switch 2 might go.
Yeah, I'd say Switch 2 probably a good port of it. Or by then, maybe we'll see Red Dead 3 that was reported a couple weeks ago. There's been a lot of Red Dead Redemption news in the past couple months.
Yeah,
For the first one, second one, potential third one. So, but yeah, um, we'll keep you guys updated on that. Moving on, Far Cry 7 rumored to be released day one of the Switch 2.
uh, Yeah, that's pretty much just that. So even though, I mean, obviously, not, I was a little confused at it at first, even though I was the one that chose this topic initially. But with the whole entire situation with it being that I was thinking it was going to release simultaneously with the Switch 2, even though the Switch 2 is rumored to come out next holiday season, and this game is not going to come out till 2025.
Oh, you was thinking like a
So
launch title.
yeah, I was thinking like a launch title, even though it wasn't a Nintendo thing. I was like, that makes absolutely no sense. But and everything else. But since I chose the initial topic last week and we didn't get to it to this week, there's been a little bit more news that Far Cry 7 is going to release as a 72-hour story or 24-hour real time. So I guess every 20 minutes is in our time is an hour their time. So it's supposed to be a 72-hour game. Fall of 2025 is when it's supposed to be. So with it being a 72-hour schedule, it seems kind of like it's taking a page out of Majora's Mask, but it's not a thing where you go back and forth in time. You just have one straight solid thing that you have to complete in so much time. So I don't know if they're how they're necessarily expecting people to do like side quests and all that fun stuff in
A
24
certain
hours
amount of
real time.
time. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
And if there's no way to go back in time to beat it, you just miss out on all the side quests at that point.
Well, they make it seem like you can go into like a house type of situation and be like a safe gate, but I don't know if that
Like,
resumes time or able to reverse time.
like if you go in a house, it just stops time. Maybe I don't know.
Stop time more, and obviously if you pause the game, it's going to
Yeah,
stop it.
hmm. I don't know. That's weird.
Forgot
Yes.
that Far Cry is even out and it's been out for a couple years.
Yeah. It's not. I don't think I've ever played a Far Cry, honestly.
Neither have I. I know like you can beat the fourth one by not moving, but you don't obviously get the story, but you
Yeah.
do beat the game almost instantaneously.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not really
But yeah, I've never
sure.
played.
Not familiar with the franchise, really. I mean, I've heard of it, but never really
Yeah,
played it.
I mean
Yes.
it's another Ubisoft. But
Yeah. So you never know. I mean, I've heard pretty good things about it, but with Ubisoft are hit and miss lately,
yeah,
anyway. Yeah, so it says it looks like the Nintendo Switch 2 is all the rage nowadays. Every new game we hear about is revealed to be released for Nintendo Switch 2. We have heard of Final Fantasy Rebirth, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, and even new Call of Duty titles is being said that the new console will be comparable in graphical compatibilities to the likes of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S. Hence, Call of Duty does not seem like an impossibility. Now that the Call of Duty games are somewhat confirmed by Microsoft itself, it appears one of Ubisoft's most anticipated shooters will be making its way to the top of the Nintendo Switch 2 on day one. Ubisoft's yet unannounced first person shooter, Far Cry 7, people have gone ahead and straight away revealed the game's story and its most exciting gameplay mechanics to the public. For those who missed it, Far Cry 7 it will now feature a non linear narrative. The main mission would be to save the protagonist's family, and they could save different members in different sequences. There's even a mechanic that would allow players to let some of them die, which would then affect the story. So, that sense of it seems pretty cool that you can allow some of your family members in the game to die, and that affects the story. So, you're
it
trying to.
sounds.
What's that?
I said it sounds kind of like a Telltale game from like how they do like The Walking Dead and how they like recently collaborate with like Minecraft and stuff. Their version of games, that's how their story plays out. Is you make these decisions, and that affects how the story turns out in the game too.
Yeah, stuff like that's pretty cool. I remember when Tears of the Kingdom was being rumored or whatever. It was confirmed by Nintendo that stuff you did in Hyrule would affect the gameplay and the story, but yeah, getting all the memories and stuff affects things, but actually doing something in the overworld, Did anything ever really happen that mattered?
I don't really think so
I don't
because
either.
I there was so to get the real ending on the game, you had to do all the memories, and I think you had to do something else to go along with the memories. Yeah, I think there was like two or three separate things you had to do to get the real true ending for it, which is a whole another 6 minute cutscene that you get
Yeah.
at the end of the game. Suppose if you didn't do that, so yet again, I'd done all the tasks I was supposed to do to beat the game, so I don't know how it was supposed to end without it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I didn't pull off a Breath of the
as the story goes, it didn't really change much. Like, it didn't control the
No,
story necessarily.
yeah.
Like they kind of said that it would, or maybe they was just talking about the ending because we already knew that Breath of the Wild was the same way. Get all the memories and different things, and you get a different ending. So
I mean, unless they was talking about how your champion's abilities were with you, or not technically with you in Breath of the Wild, but they are with you in Tears of the Kingdom.
maybe, maybe. But this, Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, obviously it's a good game, but this is more interesting. Like something you actually do in game can control what happens, not just at the end of the game, but throughout the game itself. So
Oh yeah, because I'm sure each family member has different perks if they're going to let you switch between your characters.
right, yeah, yeah. This is pretty cool, and be nice. I mean, it'd be cool to find out exactly what happens in the story. But I guess there's no release date or anything, obviously, so might be
Or
waiting a while.
2025,
Yeah,
at
but
least years at this
yeah,
point.
yeah. So there's no concrete. It probably get delayed. So
As I was saying, that's if there are delays.
yeah, which almost every game is, and if it's not, then it releases crap. So and sometimes games are delayed and they still release crap.
Well, looking at you, Ubisoft.
Right? Or even Redfall was like that. I don't actually.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was delayed or not. I don't know. It was release crap though. I do know that.
yeah.
That's for a fact. But okay, yeah. And there's been a lot on the Switch too lately. So will it says it'll be on the same lines of the PS5 and the Xbox Series S. Do you think it will be
Yeah.
that graphically intensive, or do you think it's more of the lines of PS4 and Xbox One?
No, everyone that is like major YouTubers into the whole situation and stuff are saying that everything that they're seeing right now and the companies they're utilizing are going to make it to where it's 4K on TV. So that would match up with the 5 and Series X.
That's, obviously it's not going to do that in handheld mode, but still, for a handheld, technically, it's pretty impressive.
Oh, I don't think it's going to do 4K. I think it's going to do the 1080
Yeah,
on
yeah, and
handheld.
handheld. But what I'm saying for a handheld console at all, to be able to dock out to 4K is pretty impressive. To be able to,
Yeah.
because the current
Of
Switch
course,
can
they're
only
able
do
to,
1080.
since,
So
yeah, as you say, since like the computers or your handheld computers are able to do it, Nintendo can
mm,
utilize one of those companies to help with that situation.
yeah, but handheld PC's going to be bigger than the Switch too, I suppose, unless Nintendo just makes a big old Steam Deck like handheld.
They're saying that the screen's supposed to be 2 inches bigger.
Yeah, I'm not saying like thick.
Oh, thick wise.
Yeah, because my ROG Ally, it's not as thick as a Steam Deck, I don't guess, but it's still that thick. And a Switch is that thick.
Yeah,
But we'll just have to wait and see.
yeah, it's a little bit bigger, but I mean, it may get a little bit more inconvenient to hold it. But what's the difference in between that and like how cell phones have been growing literally since the
Well,
dawn of time?
you would think that the ROG Ally or even like the Wii U Pro controller would be uncomfortable to hold because they're so big, but they're not as long as they have a good handle around them. Like if it was just flat, like the Switch is, yeah, it'd be uncomfortable and heavy. But if the next Joy Cons have an actual grip on the side, that wouldn't be so bad.
It could easily turn into like a GameCube type of situation where you pretty much cut a GameCube controller in half and do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, just make them where they slide off, like this current ones do. But yeah, it's pretty easy to do to make it comfortable to hold. All right, so moving on, a Spyro 4 has been revealed online.
Yeah, Spyro 4 Mystery of the Dragon is set to be announced sometime this month. Uh, so we'll keep you up to date on that, obviously, with a Q4 2024 release date, which would be sometime in between October 2024 and December 2024.
Yeah, so I've been looking forward to this for a long time, obviously, since the early PlayStation days. But yeah, so really excited. But it says a new rumor making the rounds online claims that a brand new Spyro video game will be announced in the very near future. A new Spyro video game called Spyro 4 Mystery of the Dragon, like Colin said, may be in development, but fans should remain skeptical until there is concrete evidence. So it's just, a leak right now. No actual dev has released it or a company. But I mean, stuff like this, I mean, yeah, it could be a rumor, but I think it's most likely real. Because especially since Crash got a fourth game, what, a year or two ago at this point? So I
I think
figured it was
so.
only a matter of time before Spyro got his fourth game. Since they're both owned by Activision, they usually, I mean, have always went hand in hand. Even though they're not really related, they have had crossovers and different things in the past, so they usually go hand in hand with each other.
Yeah, but we was also, I think, and Activision was waiting for it too to see how everything turned out in the new deal.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit, but I think it'll sell well. I mean, I'm sure I don't know the exact numbers on Crash 4, but I'm sure it done pretty well. Even just the old gamers alone that bought it could make the sales pretty good for a Crash game, and that's not counting new gamers either. So, uh, this thing we've crapped on several times in the past. Apparently, people are wanting it. The PlayStation Portal sells out online.
Yeah, somehow people want this thing, but it's already sold out in many places around the world, showing strong demand and potential for commercial success. The pre-order period for the handheld console started in late September and quickly sold out, including in Japan and on Amazon in the US.
Yeah,
So basically, their two biggest markets sold out already.
I I mean, I don't understand why. I thought this thing was going to be a complete flop because you can't play native games on it. It's relying completely on an internet connection and the PS5. That makes no sense to me. Why people need this thing so much?
Have you seen PlayStation players?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Looking at you, Dylan. But no. It's I mean, it would be a really good thing, a really cool thing if it was like a PSP or a PS Vita, just not even not even have physical games, just be able to have an app store or a game store just to buy the games digitally only if you don't want to include, a disk drive like the PSP had or a cartridge slot like the PS Vita. It's something that
Hmm.
people can play native games on. And I don't know what it'll be running. I'm assuming some sort of Android probably. So you may be able to download or sideload your own apps to it, even if it takes maybe modding or some kind of
Okay.
homebrew. So
Yeah.
maybe at that point it might be worth it if you can kind of hack it somehow and play native Android games on it with a controller. But even then Android games, they're all right, but they're not console games. But then again, if you can sideload Android games, you can probably do emulators as well. So you might be able
Yeah,
to play some GameCube, PS1, PS2, whatever on it, depending on how powerful it is. Probably not too powerful if it's just made to stream. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, it says the limited pre order volume makes it difficult to gauge exact sales figures, but the potential customer pool is large, suggesting the handheld could hit 1 million sales soon after its release. And I believe the pre order or whatever just released, what, the 27th or 29th of September, and it's already sold out. So
I would say.
that's, I don't get it for something that's,
So in a week,
yeah, in a week, they've sold out completely. Don't understand why people want this thing.
I don't understand how it's a pre-order, but somehow you can still sell out of a pre-order.
Yeah, it happens apparently. I mean, I don't know.
We just don't want to make these anymore, so just your first pre-orders is what matters.
Maybe they only made so many and that's what you got.
That's what I'm starting to think because that's the only way you can technically sell out a pre-order because that's what you pre-order for. You pre-order to have your.
Secure your purchase. I don't know. I mean, they might make more. Maybe they only made so many at first because they thought it was going to suck. Now they got to make more because people actually want it for some reason.
Yeah, well, or they'll see how those people like it and then see if they're going to discontinue it or not.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, the PSP was a complete success, and then the PS Vita was kind of a failure, but at the same time, it was going against the 3DS.
Hmm.
So, I mean, but now people love the Vita, and then Sony brings out this, and I don't understand. All right, so get off of that. So the FTC will not give up. They will continue to pursue Microsoft Activision deal.
Yeah, so here comes a bunch of legal talk because I got the whole entire case summary. Uh, the FTC authorized an administrative complaint against the proposed merger between Microsoft Corporation and Activision Blizzard Incorporated. A video game developer that creates and publishes games such as Call of Duty. Obviously, like I said, this is a complete case summary, so obviously we know they make Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, everything else, and Microsoft is the console generator pretty much in this thing. Offers video game subscription services called Xbox Game Pass, as well as cloud gaming based video game streaming service. The agency alleges that the deal would enable Microsoft to suppress competitors through its Xbox gaming consoles and its rapidly growing subscription to and cloud gaming business. The commission withdrew the matter in a justification in July 2023 and returned its adjudication on September 26, 2023. The evidentiary hearing will commence 21 days after the issuance of the district court's decision in FTC versus Microsoft. So I'll just say that the FTC is doing this because the CMA was able to make Microsoft give up and pretty much win getting rid of some of his cloud gaming stuff. So I say the FTC is like, okay, they got away with it. I think I'm going to try this now since somebody else has came to the thing. When before they just stuck their toe between their legs because they knew it was a lost battle from the get go.
Yeah. Yeah, so it says it means the STC, I mean, not the Sony Trade Commission, it's the Federal Trade Commission, can still
Same thing.
battle, yeah, same thing, can still battle the deal even after it closes, reports Bloomberg, though it won't derail its completion by the 18th of October. A new order released yesterday, well, not yesterday, but states that the FTC has determined that the public interest warrants that this matter be resolved fully and expeditiously. Therefore, the Commission is returning this matter to adjudication. An admin hearing is to be held 21 days, like Colin said, after the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals issues its opinion regarding the previous appeal. However, as Axios Stephen Totilo noted on social media, the Court of Appeals isn't hearing arguments until the 6th of December. The FTC continues to believe that the deal is a threat to competition, and we are placing this matter on the Commission's Part 3 calendar ahead of our ongoing federal court appeal, but our current focus is on the federal appeal process, an FTC spokesperson told Axios. Activision Blizzard CCO Lulu Chang Maservi posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. The company is focused on working with Microsoft toward closing. So Microsoft and Activision Blizzard still going to close on the 18th, as long as the CMA, still, they said that they approved, the cloud gaming rights for Ubisoft. That's fine, as long as they didn't change their mind between here and there. It's going to close on the 18th, regardless of what the FTC does. So the FTC is worried about the cloud gaming rights now, even though they weren't before. But like you said, seeing that the CMA had success with it, they're going to try it. But personally, I don't see this going anywhere because they were laughed out of court last time. And the court system usually does not like you changing your arguments after you are there before arguing a completely different thing. So, I mean, the judge might just be like, "You're stupid, get out of here." Because, this wasn't even your idea. Like, you was just trying to say stuff a couple months ago that's completely different. Now you're worried about the cloud gaming rights and you weren't before. So, like I said, changing your argument in court after you've been there previously on the same thing, the courts usually don't like that too much.
No, not to a extent, but at the same time, where it's an appeal, they can appeal because of that reason, opposed to actually arguing with it against because they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't think about that, but somebody else did it, so therefore I think I can do it." So
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of a petty thing to do, but it is grounds to do it, especially since even though it wasn't here, another court did agree on it.
yeah. I mean, the, like I said, the deal's going to close regardless of whatever happens here, because they're not hearing arguments till the 6th of December, and the deal closes on the 18th. So it's going to close. But if something does happen with it, they can, I guess, put a hold on the deal even after it closes. Like, they can do whatever they want until the 6th of December. And if they decide that, they're in the favor of the FTC and they need to give up their gaming rights, their cloud gaming rights to Ubisoft here too, then I guess they could do that. I'm not really sure how that works. If the deal is going to definitely close on the 18th of October.
Yeah, they would just have pretty much free reign until December, and then the judge would be like, "Okay, you got to start doing this almost instantaneously, or you have a month to get everything switched over." It's just a time game at that point, but more than likely, I'm with you. It's not going to
Not going
do
to do
anything
anything.
different here.
I mean,
It's just FT.
everybody else has already agreed. They're already submitted that the deal's going through. Sony, I mean, they've even signed it already. They know this deal is going through, and it is. It's going through by the 18th of October. But I mean, I don't see the FTC going anywhere in court with this. They've already had their chance. I don't see them being successful with this appeal.
No,
And I'd see Call of Duty being on Game Pass in the next few months. So I'd say by first couple months of the new year, 2024, we'll probably see at least some of the older Call of Duty titles on Game Pass. So
yeah,
hopefully,
I
FTC just
know.
won't give up. I think everybody is like, just give it up. Everybody's mad at them just because they completely failed last time. They made a laughing stock of themselves, and they're like, "You're coming back for more already? Like, how much time and money are you going to waste?"
Sony signed their paycheck again.
I guess, but Sony's already gave up too. I don't understand. I don't know. It makes no sense. But yeah, that's all the time we have today, guys, and we appreciate you for watching or listening. You get it? Remember, you can always watch us live on Twitch and YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitter. I guess X now. I didn't know they changed their name, but apparently they did.
That's been changed for like a month now.
Yeah, I don't have Twitter,
I just didn't
so
say it knows what Twitter.
yeah, yeah, I don't have Twitter, so I don't know it changed the name till I just read that article. So, um, buy our merch on Redbubble. Join our Discord. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Um, we have a link for BetterHelp if you need some mental help. Down in the description of every episode, YouTube, whatever you listen to, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever. It's in the description. Anything else?
I think it's it.
All right. We thank you for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Later, guys.